up? What up?
What up, though?
Dude,
What's poppin'?
What episode are we on?
Yo, I got 92.
Is this 92?
Yeah.
Ooh.
We on it, man. We on it, bro. We going strong.
Let's go, man.
About as strong as a liquor in this.
Listen, man. Yeah. We got some good. We got a good drink for y'all today. It's an old fashioned. I'm gonna let Juan tell you about it. But before we get into that, dude, I was thinking about you this week, man, because first of all, last week's episode we was talking about some of the shit going on in Ukraine.
Okay.
And you made a statement where you're like, "Oh yeah, gas is gonna be $5."
Yeah,
by summertime. Yo ass, I was like, this is fucking Nostradamus or Nostradamus over here, because like the next week we jumped from what, like we were in like the 370 range.
Yeah, dude, and we're in the mid fours right now.
Yeah, like 429.
That's crazy, dude.
Which I also heard in California they're like almost $7.
Yeah, dude, and it's highest in history right now, right?
Yeah. I think it was the previous record was set in 2008.
Yeah, right after the recession or
crash,
during the crash or whatever. Yeah. And I think we're averaging 425 nation, which is funny, bro. Gas is one of those things that I never paid attention to in the past. Like when people be like, gas prices are high, I'm like, I'd never noticed because I don't have a choice. So I don't pay attention. Like I gotta gas up. And maybe this goes back to the shit we were mentioning last week where we're just in a position where we don't have to think about it.
Yep.
But this is the first time where I've been filling up my tank and I'm going, the fuck? Like I had to address it, bro. So I was like, dude, this shit is crazy.
I drive an Accord. Okay, it's got a V6. That shit, I had like the quarter tank in there, and I filled up the rest of it. So 3/4 tank, $50. And I'm going like, no. Like, I mean, luckily for me, man, I work from home, so I don't have to. But like, my wife drives the kids to school every day in a minivan. Mm-hmm. And
what's she at? 70, 80?
It has to be, because I think her tank and mine are approximately that like 18 to 20 gallon range. So yeah, you figure out $4 a gallon, you're at $80.
Are you getting like 20 miles a gallon though on yours? Even though it's a V6?
I'll get over 20, but yeah, I'll get maybe 25-ish. If I go on like highway,
15, bro.
Yeah,
I don't get a lot. Yeah,
and you gotta go soup on your shit, right?
Yep. So yeah, that shit sucks. I mean, it's fun, but it's fun to drive. But yeah.
But I was thinking like, man, this motherfucker said $5 last week.
I figured it was coming, bro.
Holy.
Hey, remember it's funny, man. I said that last week, but remember we were talking the week before that where I went, yo, this whole invading Ukraine thing is gonna shoot up, dude. They're the second highest oil supplier.
In
the world.
So is that like behind like who?
United States is number one of oil export in the world. Yeah, believe it or not.
We're ahead of like the Saudis
Middle East
and shit, man.
We're ahead of the Saudis, man. Saudis might be third, maybe, man, because Venezuela is also a huge exporter.
They got that oil money over there.
They got that oil money, bro. But Venezuela don't do it right. Because
I mean in the Middle East.
Oh, the Saudi, they got oil.
I thought they had like that big time oil money over there.
U.S. is the largest exporter of. I'm almost positive, bro. We might want to Google that, but.
Yeah, correct us if we're wrong, people.
Yeah, I'm almost positive the U.S. is the number one exporter of oil in the world, and then it's Russia. So Russia, which means every country that's sort of cutting them off right now, you presumably would have to cut them off of fuel.
Right.
Which they could survive because if China just buys from them, then they're fine. But obviously it's not as good as it is now, but like it's not going to destroy them. Everything else is going to
I would imagine that would still hurt them really bad. I mean, you just got, like I said, if you got China buying from you, but maybe not much else.
And they have those pipelines that they had just sort of like put through that.
Through Germany, right?
Mm-hmm. So I don't know how that impacts that stuff. Yeah, but yeah, man, dude, I felt like that shit was coming, and I feel like the rest of this year minimum, it's gonna be like this, man.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, dude.
Time to buy electric.
I had to address it, bro.
Yep. Time to buy electric.
Your boy went to the dark side, bro. Elon talked me into it.
I might be following you soon.
Come to the dark side.
All right, man. So that was one thing I had to bone to pick with you. The other thing that I was mad at you about this week.
How you mad I'm not there? We married?
You ain't even.
How you mad I'm not there?
I was mad and I ain't tell him nothing. So Juan bought me a bottle for I think it was for Christmas, man. He bought me a bottle of 1942 Don Julio. I was leaving it. This shit just looked expensive, right? So I had not cracked the bottle I put that shit like under the Christmas tree.
You kept telling me you
and
weren't
I just
gonna.
left it.
And I was like, nah, bro, you have to drink it. You were like, nah, I'm not gonna open it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna open it. I'm gonna wait till you come over. We're gonna have a drink together. So Juan never came over. So I broke down.
I broke down.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't buy your broke friend 1942 Don Julio. I was like, I can't go back to nothing else now.
You no other tequila tastes the same?
That shit, it has flavor. It's smooth. I don't know what I was doing, man. I thought I was doing good with, back in the day, I used to drink Patron. Lately, we've been on the podcast. We've been doing the Terramana, right? Which is great to mix drinks.
Yeah, you remember when we thought we made it because we was ordering Patron? And then all the real tequila drinkers were like, nah, Patron
no, that's
ain't
bullshit.
It. Yeah.
This shit here, man, and maybe somebody else, maybe some like tequila connoisseur would not agree with me, but this shit about to have me robbing liquor stores.
I gotta try it, bro. I don't think I've never tried that
It's
one. Not
so
the 1942,
good, man. If y'all haven't had it, and if it's it doesn't break the bank or whatever, 1942 Don Julio. If you're a tequila drinker, it's a treat, man. It's a good. So yeah, I was mad at you twice, and then now I'm mad because part of the bottle's gone.
And it's one of those where you don't want to finish it.
Yep.
You so right.
I'm taking like half shots.
Dude, people give me shit all the time for but there's certain liquors where I'll buy like that where I go, I just can't go back. Like I can't I could, but it's like it's not as enjoyable, right? Like you go, if I'm gonna mix it, yeah, I'm not gonna use that, but. Yeah, dude. I hate. Sometimes I'll purposely not try something because I'm like, I don't want it to ruin the shit I already like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. So I'm like, I figured either I'll buy another bottle at some point, or I'll have tequila mixed drinks and be good.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because tequila to drink, because this you drink straight. You don't mix it. You don't
do anything. Because actually, man, like as it said, like it actually has like a distinct flavor to it.
We should just do it on the pod one day.
Yeah.
Do get a bottle, do it on the pod, and we just sip that for the whole pod. We're gonna have to maybe for 100. Do it for the 100. Let's do it for the 100 celebration. Let's do it. Let's go.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Carl Football Podcast. He is Juan and I'm Sean, and every week we get together, have a few drinks, and talk about things going on in the world. Try to focus on things making an impact, whether they be good, bad, or otherwise. Hit him with a drink of the day, sir.
Yo, we did an old fashioned, man. We've done these a few times on here. We usually like to switch up the bourbon or the whiskey we use, but Sean came through with the Angel's Envy. Stuff is amazing. So you haven't tried Angel's Envy, Kentucky straight bourbon? It is fire. And then we did a shot of that. I did about half a shot of simple syrup, and then, dude, I mixed orange bitters, so a couple dashes of orange bitters and Peychaud's bitters. I also like to take, so old fashioned is my shit. That's what I drink everywhere, bro. Like Jesus' birthday, my birthday, everybody's birthday, we drinking old fashions. So I do that, and then I like to take the I don't even know how to pronounce this, maraschino cherries, I guess. I don't even know. This sounds close.
That sounds right.
Yeah. I like to take the syrup from that and mix it, and then squeeze an orange into it, and then mix it. So, so shot of the Angels, the Peychaud's bitters, the orange bitters, a couple dashes of each. Half an ounce of simple syrup, and then do the squeeze in like a wedge of orange, not a lot. And then if you have cherries, take a little bit of the cherry juice. I've done it with all kinds of cherry juices. This one is just actually it's not maraschino cherries. I wish I would have brought it in here. It's these Italian cherries. It's it might be. I'll update it when we
maybe
post
the maraschinos are the red ones.
Are the regular red ones. This is not. This is like the dark. Yeah. So these are like those Italian dark cherries. I forget what they're called, man. But even if you do like the bourbon, like Woodford makes cherries, these Woodford syrup cherries, if you find those, do that. But do like a couple spoonfuls of the bar spoonfuls of the cherry syrup in there too. It adds a little flavor, but it's fire, man. And then we do a little slice of the a little orange peel for the scent. You know how we like to do the garnish with the scent.
Absolutely, man.
And it's good, man.
We're what, on like number 3?
Yep.
It's good. It's enough.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like this would be straight. And Angel's Envy, man, if you've never had it, you can drink that by itself too. I've definitely have had that with just that ice ball and just drink the Angel's Envy, man. It's great, man. I've had that with a cigar and stuff. I love Angel's Envy, and the rye one is awesome too, man.
So what's the story? You said you got one signed one time.
Dude, I got one signed by the guy so his dad found it, or his dad came up with the recipe, and then him and his dad, I think, opened the company. think his name is on here actually somewhere. So his dad is the guy whose name was on the top of the bottle, but then the other guy who like he runs it, he owns it now. But then these guys just sold recently to like a big alcohol company.
Oh, really?
I can't think of the name of it, but anyway, so the guys, the co-founder, so his dad and him founded it, signed a bottle for me here at a cigar shop at a local at a Corona cigar.
Oh, nice.
So he just happened to be there for like an event. And then if you bought a bottle, the guy would just sign it for you. So
that's
I was like,
dope.
man, cool. So it was cool. And it's funny, man. We were talking about
that's the
Don
one you
Julio's.
don't open.
I don't open, but I'm also going like, does it matter? I don't know. Like, does anybody really? I've never really done like the.
Yeah, right. Do you keep that like as like? Do you sell that later on?
Yeah, like, does anybody buying that? I don't know. And I know there's people that collect whiskeys, but they collect like rare whiskeys. Like this wouldn't be rare. It would be rare that he signed it, but I don't know how.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't know. But yeah, I have one of those. I've thought about like I'll just open it and keep the bottle around. Like that, but because I really like Angel's Envy, so I'm like, oh, I'll buy a bottle. And they sold the bottles there for like the normal price at the liquor store, and then the guy just happened to be there, so he would sign it.
That's cool.
And yet, dude, he was actually selling you talk about the Don Julio, he was selling like a special version of theirs that's like aged longer or whatever, and it was like a $300 bottle or something like that. And I was like, nah, bro, you can sign my regular one, I'm good. Because it was one of those where I go, if I try that and it ruins my like $50 one, I'm like, you're just gonna ruin it for me, man.
Yeah, no, it's true. And so like, and their price point on this is a little bit slightly above like Woodford. So there's like a $50,
Yeah.
like a $50 bottle range. So it's good, man.
It's great. Yeah, I love it.
And if you like the old fashioned, Juan be doing it up right. Follow his recipe.
Oh, dude,
This shit hits right.
And I've made old fashions like 20 different ways, man, because I like them so much. And anytime I taste one somewhere, then I'm like, all right, what'd you do? And I like try to pick up on stuff, man. So this is good, dude. We got to do. I don't think we've done on here. I can actually make a old fashioned out of tequila. That it's a similar sort of recipe.
We haven't
using
done that.
tequila. We haven't done that. We got to do that one. It's awesome. And you use star anise, so you get that like licorice scent, which
yes.
I don't like it to taste it, but the smell of it.
Yep.
And the drink is awesome, and you smoke it. It's awesome. So we got to do
Oh,
that
okay.
actually.
We
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that next week.
Let's do that.
All right, man. My compliment of the week is going out to this guy, 31-year-old Tom Littledyke. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
I'm immature as fuck.
Dude, when I was writing his name, I was like, oh hell, this ain't gonna go well.
I'm gonna try to keep a straight face to this.
So this guy's from Lyme Regis, England, former UK Royal Marine. But this guy, to help out with the effort in Ukraine, he actually drove over 1,000 miles to deliver sleeping bags, pillows, and toys for the refugees moving from Ukraine to Poland.
Oh wow.
And in addition to that, he was, after he passed everything out, if there were people that knew people or families that knew where they were actually going to stay, because some folks are just going over there going, I don't know where I'm going to stay, but I know I'm just getting out of here.
Yeah, like they just went out.
Right. But if you knew where you were going to stay, he was giving people's rides. And the other thing about this that was extraordinary for me was he set up a fundraiser, and in 12 hours, he had like a mini bus.
Mm-hmm.
In 12 hours, he filled the minibus with supplies and collected the equivalent of about $5,300 for his trip. And then he had this cool quote, man, because I think a lot of us, including myself, you always think that you want to do something, but then you go like, I don't know what to do, or you think of something and you go like, that's too small. But he had this quote, I'm gonna read it. He goes, too often we think that we have to do something grand, and if it can't be grand, what's the point? It doesn't matter what we do as long as it's something that is in the right direction. There's so many of us who want to help. It will all build to this gigantic thing. And I was like, man, that's so true, right? Like here's a guy that had a minibus. I don't know if it was his or he rented it or whatever. And he goes, what can I do? I'm going to get some supplies. What do they need? They need pillows. They need some blankets. They need some sleeping bags and some toys for the kids. I'm going to go deliver this shit, and then I'm going to give rides to people.
That's so simple.
Yeah, so simple, bro. And I read this story, man. I'm just like, fuck, man. It's just one of those things. Like, it doesn't matter where you are. It could be locally, Like there's always something that you can do. And so whatever that is, like if you have an idea or something, like just go do it.
Let's go do it. Yeah, I mean, we talk about that here all the time, where we always have these stories of like we'll have like these big stories, right? Somebody like some medical breakthrough, but we'll always have these like smaller ones, where somebody will do something that seems seemingly small, but just turns into this like, again, it's just help, and it accumulates with other small gestures, right? That add up to big gestures. That's awesome, man. Like again, man, I think that, your reasoning where you were saying, like, we were all thinking we have to do something grandiose. You can apply that to, like, everything.
Everything.
For life. Like, we always, like, I got to wait for the perfect time for this or moment for, like, it's just start. Right? Just start, man.
Bro.
It's just start, man. That's awesome, dude. Like, what's his, how do you get a hold of him or anything? Is there anything that he, like?
I didn't see anything about, sort of giving to him. I think he was sort of like a local thing.
Okay.
Like a local, like he just kind of went around and did like a fundraiser. Again, in 12 hours, bro, he just goes, I got everything. So I don't know if my assumption is he hit up local businesses. And then they were like, "Oh yeah, like we'll give here, like here's some pillows and here's some sleeping bags."
People want to give, man.
People want to give, bro.
People want to give, man.
Yep. And so, like I said, if you own a store that has sleeping bags, and a guy comes around and you go, "Well, fuck, man, like here's 5," and then the next person gives him 20, and the next person gives him 10, he gets what he needs, and he's off to the races. He's one guy, right? And so he just goes, "What can I do as just myself?" And it was awesome, bro.
That's so awesome, man. Dude, my comfort footprint is actually a similar. It has to do with the Ukraine as well, okay. And I know that's 2 weeks in a row, and I'm not being an asshole. But it's a kid named Avi Schiffman. He's a 19-year-old kid from Harvard, and similar, like he wanted to find a way to help people from the Ukraine, okay. So he created this website called UkraineTakeShelter.com. And basically, like you and I or anybody can go onto that website and sign up to say you can host a refugee.
Oh, sure.
So, and you could put on the website, hey, I can host one person on a couch,
yep.
Or I got a whole room. You can, and some people have put like, hey, I can do a mother and a kid or whatever. Maybe they're not comfortable with a man or whatever. Like, but they've put everything. Like, hey, I can take your whole family. I've got an extra room, or I got a mother-in-law suite.
So it's not you paying for it. It's actually you putting up your space.
You're putting up your space,
gotcha.
And then the people from the Ukraine can go on there. So how it works is like you and I can sign up, or whoever can go on there, sign up, and then anywhere in the world, and then the people, if you're seeking refuge, then you go on there and you see, and it basically shows you the closest ones to you.
Oh, that's dope.
And you can go to their house and stay, and they're putting up like so it was a way to sort of, some of these people are fleeing their homes and they don't have, you stay in a hotel, you don't have family outside of the country, you're kind of shit out of luck. And so it was a cool way to just set people up. So he basically took like a stripped down version of Airbnb.
Yep.
Is what he's doing. And you're offering up your home or your space for free, and these refugees are sort of staying with you and
That's
stuff. So
cool,
I thought, man,
bro.
again, it's such a cool idea, and they had that site up quick, man. They had a whole website up, and you figure with this day and age, we have all like the programming for this stuff is sort of, it's almost copy and paste now. You can sort of take again like an Airbnb and just go, strip everything else. Yep. And so I thought it was so cool, man.
Dude, and there's 2 million. I think the last count was like 2 million people.
Yeah, at the time this article was written, it was 1.5, but this was a few days ago, so it's got to be 2 mil by now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw either today or yesterday that it was 2 million people so far that are fleeing that country.
Yeah, dude, that's insane. And so he's basically made it so where he could find a way for these people to link up with, like, sort of like an Airbnb.
And you got to remember, man, like. The U.S. has what 330 million?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
approximately, right? These countries are like sizes of our states.
Yeah, dude, Ukraine Florida's bigger. We're in Florida right now. Florida's probably bigger than Ukraine, right?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'd have to look, but
I'm not sure. I have to look at it, but it's it's just like a significant amount. Like I couldn't imagine 2 million people leaving Florida.
Oh,
or 2 million leaving New York. Or you know what I mean, or Jersey.
It would look like a movie, like
right.
I Am Legend or some
right.
shit. Like it would be like just deserted cities. Like it would be Detroit. It would just be like
poor Detroit, man.
They just didn't leave that fast all at once.
But now that you say that, man, I read another story, man, regarding Airbnb. Airbnb is doing something very similar, where they're offering free short-term stays or free short-term housing for up to 100,000 refugees.
Wow.
Yeah. They're starting in like Poland and Germany, Hungary and Romania. working with local governments if they want to stay longer, and it's part of like a bigger initiative, man, where they want to like do it. They want to continue to expand it, not just for folks in Ukraine, like they've done it already for people in Afghanistan, I believe, and so they just want to expand it sort of like worldwide.
Yeah.
You know, and so then Ukraine is kind of obviously the immediate need, so they're focusing their efforts here.
It's cool to see, man. Like we were talking about last week, obviously, because we went in Ukraine. But the one cool thing is, listen, I'm not smart enough to know what the answer is, like from a political standpoint, a geopolitical standpoint. But in terms of like humanitarian side, like to see how people have stepped up to sort of provide whatever help they can, it's been cool to see. It's also been disappointing in the sense that there's so many countries right now, man, that are in similar situations that we sort of ignore. You know, like you think of Sudan, or do you think of a lot of like the middle where there's active, like, you know, Syria. So much of this is happening or has happened, and one would argue in brown countries, and it hasn't gotten the sort of, you know, attention that the Ukraine, right. And I think obviously because it's Russia and it's Putin, and there's obviously the high profile sense of that, but it's also hard to, maybe these other things have been going on so long too that we're just numb to it, and maybe Ukraine just becomes that, you know, because it's also, I also feel like this week too, it's not at the top of the news anymore like it was, you know, like last week, right? Like last week it's like the bulletin. This week I feel like it's still being talked about, but it's nowhere near as bad as last week, where the stories I've seen are worse. Like the things that are happening, like Russia's broken ceasefire orders in certain lanes that they've created for like civilians to go through, and Russia has sort of broken. Yeah, there's all these like stories now that come out. I'm like, shit, that's a big deal. Like they're breaking sort of like not a peace treaty, but ceasefires in certain zones, and they're sort of going against those. It makes me wonder too, man. You backed Putin up into a corner, and I think we might have talked about this off the air. Like, if this guy realizes, like, all right, I have all these sanctions, my only out is like sort of like, yeah, I can still have relations like with China in terms of trade and all that, and then North Korea, I don't even know if that's a thing with him. But then you go, fuck, man. Like, if you're him, you're going, all right, someone's gonna assassinate me. Like, because I saw that was talk, and the United States said they shot it down. Like a senator here brought it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, somebody like here brought it up publicly. Like, dude, yeah, he was like, man, like you could do us a favor by assassinating this guy.
And you figure that's the kind of talk that happens behind closed doors. Right. You would never admit that in public. But at some point in time, I feel like this guy's gonna find himself in a corner, and then who knows what he does, right? So you have to address it. If you're, I mean, not just U.S., but anybody in the world, you got to go, bro. This guy's got nothing to lose now. Yep. So like. Yeah, and then you figure the only peaceful way forward, it can't be with him in office, right? Like, you have to remove Putin.
I would imagine not, man. Like, I think that if it stops in, because I want to say and I don't know if you read this or not, but they made some demands to Ukraine, and part of it was sort of like giving up regions of Ukraine, like to Russia. I guess it was like regions that supposedly want to be part of Russia.
Okay.
I mean that was part of it, and there was some other demands that Ukraine was sort of not willing to agree to, but also that Russia's not willing to back down from. So I don't know if they're able to come to some sort of agreement on new sort of like territory lines. Yeah. But so devil's advocate, if Ukraine goes, cool, you guys can have everything, right? Like whatever they get, Russia gets their demands. Right. If you're the rest of the world, do you just remove all the sanctions, go back to like status quo? Like you set a bad precedent, because now if you're any dictator or any world leader, you're going, all right, man, you give me 2 weeks of I can't do this and I can go fuck up these guys and take back a piece of land. Like, it's worth it. Like, yeah. And it might be worth it for him anyway. Like, I don't know. And it might be. I always think about the people. Right, because you would say probably the vast majority of Russians didn't want that to happen, and probably don't want it to happen, and so you end up fucking up all of their lives. Obviously, they're also targeting obviously the leader, which is Putin, but and targeting some of the elites in Russia. But the people, it's like the laymen's are the ones that end up suffering.
But do you almost do that in a way to force him out? Whether the people remove him, because you can't go unchecked, right? Yeah. Like, I feel like if everybody just went back to normal with him, he kind of sort of got his way, right? He kind of won, right? So, And it just sets a bad precedent moving forward where you can go, nah, we can go do this shit and get a slap on the wrist, and 2 weeks later we're all back to normal. Like,
how does it work in communist countries, man? Like, they don't vote. What don't they? They did vote him in, didn't they?
They did. Did Putin? I don't know,
yeah.
man. Yeah,
I'm not sure how it works, but I do remember when he was coming into power. Some like celebrities, like I know one of like the hockey players that are from Russia, plays for in the NHL, was like a big supporter of Putin, right? So I don't know if there was a sort of a voting piece there.
But are you allowed to say that you're not a big supporter of Putin though, if you're like a high profile name, right? Like I'd imagine that you can't be like, especially if you still have ties to Russia, like right. Unless you moved here and your whole family's here and you're like, all right, we're good, we're here now.
No, I'm pretty sure the guy is like Russian and and lives
you
there.
have to say like I think that's one of those countries where you're not allowed to say that you're anti-Putin.
That's possible.
But yeah, man, I don't know, and not to get too far down because we spent so much time last week. But I thought it was cool that these guys created this website. I mean, and to go with your thing with the rise, it's cool to see people, the world, brands step up and ahead of. I want to say ahead of profits, but I'm not going to give them that much credit because I think we're in this sort of this social economy now, if you will, or this
Absolutely.
like that
it leads to profits.
It leads to profits because you just look shitty. People will boycott you if you don't, that sort of thing.
Yep.
Although I will argue that we still buy Apple products, so
true. So. I will end it on this, man. So on the Airbnb, there is an Airbnb.org/help if anybody's interested in donating. To help support the initiative for Ukraine.
That is awesome, man. Yeah, and if you are somebody, and because we do have some hits in the Ukraine, believe it or not, but if you're listening or you know someone from there, UkraineTakeShelter.com, man, to find people who are willing to host you. So
awesome.
It's kind of awesome, man.
Let me tell you about a company who's doing good shit for their people.
Let's go.
Strip Chat.
I like it already. You've said enough.
Strip Chat is a company based in Cyprus, which is like a
Greece.
Yeah.
What?
Right. So is that are they
it's
part
an
of
island off the coast of Greece? I don't think it's part of Greece.
It's not part of
I think it
Greece.
is its own.
It's its own. I'm pretty sure it's its own.
Question. I think you're right.
Look it
I think
up.
it is its own.
So Cyprus is definitely it's an island like southern Europe. I think it's like south of Turkey. In that region, I want to say.
It's considered part of the Middle East. It's a country. It's officially the Republic of Cyprus. So, yeah, it's its own thing.
Its own thing, right? And aren't they like south of Turkey?
Yes.
Geographically?
Yep. So they're left. They're just west. They're an island off the coast of like Lebanon and Syria.
Yep.
And I think Turkey is just to the north of it.
Okay.
To your point, yeah.
So Strip Chat is like an adult website and a social network with about 200 employees. These guys are offering their employees the opportunity to masturbate during work hours.
So what do you have, like a masturbation room?
Dude,
This is fantastic.
It's like a masturbation pod.
Well, you can't designate it a because everybody knows you're in there.
Well, yeah.
You have to call it like the wellness room or something like that.
They call it. I mean, obviously, like I said, it's an adult website and a social network, right?
I guess if the premise behind your business is masturbation, you kind of have to be supportive of this. Okay.
Dude, so they got these custom pods built, and each pod is kitted with what they call, and I put it in quotes, masturbatory accessories.
What do you need to masturbate? What do they deem that you need to masturbate?
You need an Oculus Quest VR.
That's fire. That's hilarious. Oh
you need a 4K LED screen. You need X-rated films. You need lotion, lube, and tissues.
Yo, is there a time limit?
30 minutes. I was
Probably a good session.
I was like, damn, I only need about 3 or 4.
Nah, bro, you gotta set the mood. You gotta find the right video. Maybe light a candle.
True that.
You know, you gotta set the vibe right. It's at work, so you gotta be able to get comfortable.
Well, that's the thing.
That's
the
hilarious.
pod, like you're in like this secluded pod.
But that's kind of weird that you're in there and then like you hop out. Like, yo, Sean was this masturbation pod. How was it, Sean? I'm not
You'd
shaking
be
your
like,
hand,
how
but
come every time Sean come out of there, everything just white?
hey, you made a mess in here, bro. And I guess who's on cleanup duty of the pod, bro?
I don't know, bro.
Oof. That's pretty cool, though.
I
Yo,
thought it.
work perks, bro. You have to in this environment, bro. It's an employee market.
So, dude, they was talking about like actually one of like the leaders within the organization basically said a masturbation break at work can result in more focus from your employees, less aggression, more productivity, and better teamwork.
I'm gonna have to agree, bro. If you're at work and you're having one of those days where you're just horny and all you can think about is sex, you're not getting shit done that day, bro. This guy is affording you the opportunity.
And then Susie in the next cube wants to hit it.
Yeah.
And you're like, maybe today's the day.
Yo, are you allowed to go in with somebody? Like, can they masturbate me? How does this work? Can I get a hand in there? Because I'm going to assume that women can use the pod as well.
Yeah. And you know what? I would be interested.
Crazy,
I'm
man.
interested in seeing how many of the 200 employees are male versus female.
Yeah, like it's all gonna be. It's gonna be like 99% male,
Predominantly
bro.
male,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, because we're wired fucked up. But the it sounds crazy, but it's also like, what's normal anymore, bro?
Yeah.
Like you have to kind of redefine. Like
You know what
the
it
whole
reminded
shit,
me of,
man.
bro? Remember Wolf of Wall Street? Right? Fucking Matthew McConaughey.
I love this.
Right? And he's like, you got to jerk off.
Those are rookie
At
numbers.
least 3. He goes, how many times you jerk off? And they're like, I don't know. Like, fucking once. He's like, those are rookie numbers. 3
those
times
numbers
a
up.
day.
3
Dude, did you see Tyson Fury recently came out and said that he masturbates 7 times a day.
What?
That dude's got to be shooting blood.
Yeah, bro. Bro, 7 times a
7
day?
times, bro.
That's you're just coming gas at that point. What the fuck is coming out at that? How would he even find time to jerk off? Well, I guess he doesn't have a day job. He's at the gym and
at-
just like,
at the gym or not, right?
damn.
Like,
dude.
right, if you're a fighter like him, are you constantly training, or are you going like, I'll wait till I sign my next deal, which will then put me, 6 months out to the next fight.
But what, you can get in fight shape in like 6 weeks, I guess,
I would imagine so.
right? Like 6 to 8 weeks. You can go from like couch to like fight
Yeah,
shape in
'cause
6 to 8
remember
weeks.
who's the good Hatton, Ricky Hatton.
Oh, it's right.
Right, he used to get fat.
Yeah, he used to plump up
Yeah.
real big, and then
And then
6
he
to
would
8
just-
weeks,
yep.
and he would look cut up for fight. I
Oh,
mean, it's
yeah.
not healthy, but it's possible.
But you could do it.
Yeah, for sure. Wow, man, 7 times a day. I feel like my dick would fall off, bro. It sounds painful, bro.
You'd be shooting out smoke.
So, yeah, you would, bro. Would you even come anything at that point in time?
I would imagine not.
It just shoot itself out. Your dick could
The whole
go
thing
inside
just
out
comes off.
like a sock. it would come inside out like a sock, bro. Just be like, why is my vast difference dragging on the floor? That sounds crazy, dude. Bro, but you know what though? Like there's like a known thing with guys, right? Like the whole post nut clarity, right? Like we are different
Oh,
human
yeah.
beings after. So sounds nuts, but I go, it's probably a good idea. You would have a lot less wars if everybody jerked off 7 times a day. Like,
Not 7 times.
I mean, we don't want to, but I'm saying if you did 7, bro, we'd have no aggression towards anything ever. Like, you ever thought about something and you knew it was fucked up, and then you had the post nut clarity later on, and you went, yo, there's something wrong with me, bro.
Yep.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like literally, I don't know that. I guess if you're not a guy, you don't understand like the hormonal change that happens in your body, where literally something you could be completely gun ho for, and it could be anything, bro. I mean, it could be like you're for invading Ukraine. Maybe Putin just needed to bust a nut, bro.
He need one of these
He
pods.
need one of these pods, bro. And he bust a nut. He's probably like, yo, I was wilding. That shit is crazy. Why would I do that? Like for all we know, Putin just needed to bust a nut.
Listen, women, if any of y'all ever got thrown out like right after a session, that's why.
Came to our senses. But it really is that drastic of a change, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I know I've caught myself posing up where I've sat there and I've gone, the fuck is wrong with me? Like,
I actually wanted her here.
and then even that is just like it could be anything, man.
Yeah.
You think about, like, I'm just like, it's your whole mindset changes. I don't know, man. So they might be onto something here where they just go like, fuck it, man, jerk off at work. And I wonder though, when does the I guess in those countries don't matter, but here you couldn't do that because then lawsuits start about like people feeling uncomfortable in the workplace.
Yeah, but I would imagine, like, if you're not feeling uncomfortable about the adult material that you're putting out.
Oh, very true, because it is a porn company. Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd be shocked, bro. We're such.
Yeah.
Yeah, we somebody here would sue. Like, I feel sexually harassed. It's like, hey, you
Quit.
edit porn videos.
Yeah.
Quit. Yeah, quit. That's fucking nuts to do, bro. We're in sync today because I had this crazy ass story of oh fuck, I gotta get the name of it. Okay, so these women are running a summer camp and they call it Sexy Summer Camp, and it's for children, and this is in rural Kentucky. And
Oh, it's in the U.S.
yes, so
I'm
this
dig-
is what
I'm
makes
liking
it.
this.
Oh, bro, wait till you hear this. So the summer camp includes lessons on sex liberation, gender exploration, BDSM, being a sex worker,
What is BDSM?
like the bondage stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Being a sex worker, self-managed abortions, and sexual activity while using licit and illicit drugs. Bro,
Get the fuck
I
out.
have a schedule from the camp of the breakdown of what you would do hour by hour.
Hit me.
So I'm gonna hit you right here. So on first thing in the morning, you have pelvic floor health is for everybody, and it's where they talk about your pelvic floor and how to strengthen it and whatnot. And
What is that?
what is, I guess it's hold on. Pelvic floor. Where is it? What is it? Why should I care? Explore and discuss this sometimes mysterious body part and what an important part it can play in the journey towards pleasure and overall health. So
pelvic
maybe you should go to this
floor?
camp,
I
bro.
need to go to this damn
You
camp.
go to this camp, bro, and then
I'm taking notes. I'm sorry.
right after pelvic floor, bro. There's the 3 P's: pee, poop, and pleasure. For some fucking reason.
What the fuck?
After that, there's a segment called Sex on Drugs. And then there's eugenics in Appalachia, whatever the fuck that means. I'm not that smart. So I think it has to do with the mountains. Yep. A short history of eugenics in Appalachia and the mountains south, and exploration of how rural people have been targeted for reproductive control by the state, past and present. We'll talk about what eugenics is and isn't, and learn about the legacy of eugenics laws and practice. The fuck? Nah, I don't know.
Wow.
Dude,
Sounds like conspiracy.
it's crazy. Do they have contraceptive methods, understanding the options, navigating sex, pleasure, and liberation as a different abled person,
These are for kids?
cycle tracking, yes, and then closing ceremony. And wait, it gets better, bro. I have a whole nother schedule.
There's something after closing ceremony?
No, but different days have different workshops and different schedules.
okay,
So
okay.
another one is Sex with Me, a self-pleasure workshop. There's reproductive health, the basics and beyond. Gender diversity, talk it out, and it's about relationships. Let's talk about sex is another session. Over sexualization and policing of blackness. I'm not touching that.
What the
Sexy trans sex ed and self-managed abortion info share. So
And this
these,
is in Kentucky.
this is in Kentucky, and
Kentucky, I didn't think. I mean, are they? They're not they're not really like liberal.
it's
to my knowledge, right?
No,
That's
only like every other
conservative,
city. The big
right?
city like Louisville would be conservative, and then the rest of Kentucky would be like very.
No.
I mean, sorry, liberal in Louisville. The rest of the state would be conservative.
And I actually know somebody from Louisville, man, and he is like far from.
Liberal.
Far.
Because
from
usually in the like popular or the main cities of a state are usually tend to be the liberal ones.
Yeah, no, true. I just don't know if that holds true there.
Yeah, you might be right. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's Kentucky, right? So, but there's a picture of all the women who run this. The problem is that
So it's all women that run it.
it's all women that run it.
It's probably a good thing.
I don't know. Yeah, it is, because if it was guys, immediately you'd be like, you need to bust a nut. You're not thinking straight.
Listen, go get in that pod over there.
It's not just for the camp.
Don't come
kids.
out. Don't come out till you feel better. That's your timeout.
I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but they're all chunky. Do with that information what you will. Seems like a lot of time spent alone. But it's weird. There's parts of this where I go, I don't want to say I agree, but there's parts of this where I go, okay, yeah, sure, you should. I guess that's what sex ed is in school for and all that. Like you should teach kids like, I guess you should teach them just enough to where the curiosity doesn't get the best of them later on and they make poor decisions, right?
Right.
But then you read the story about the lady that launched it, and she's got just this weird background that you're like, yeah, I can't fuck with you because you're just she's like a self-proclaimed witch, and her parents are supposed so she's
From
just
Salem.
I don't even know. They're from fucking Kentucky, bro. I didn't even know it was a thing in Kentucky, bro. I just thought they made whiskey. And her description of herself on the website, so y'all don't think I'm fat shaming, is Tanny is a femme, fat, queer, magical pleasure worker, educator, and artist. This is how she describes herself. Her name is Tanya Turner. So Tanya, so they misspelled her name on there. They put Tanny, unless that's just a thing. But they basically have a description of each of the people here.
When they say queer, does that mean like homosexual?
I think queer means like what's the word? It's like
It's funny, man. Like
you're not straight.
Is homosexual even like proper these days?
I don't know. I think you got to go gay. You got to go.
I was gonna say
there's
gay.
so many, bro.
I was gonna say gay.
It's a whole alphabet
but then I
now.
felt. But then we have a new bill that says don't
You can't say
gay.
gay in Florida. You're right. It's illegal here,
Right? And that shit got passed.
but not all the way through yet, right? It's like
Oh, I don't
past
know.
certain points or whatever. We got to get into that at some point in time. I don't
Sorry,
understand it
go ahead,
completely,
go
but
ahead,
yeah.
sorry.
But anyway, these so they're the summer camp for kids about.
So what's the age range?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't think it says it on here. Actually.
You say for kids, right? So
It's for kids.
So you
It's
go
like, yeah.
because there is a certain age group of kids where you go, like you don't want them to have that
No.
education. So it's gotta be what I don't know, 12 to 16.
Yeah, I mean, probably younger, bro. You would think. What do
Yeah, you
dude?
think, bro?
This girl on her interview, she says that ever since her nephews were like babies or like toddlers,
Yeah.
that they've been teaching them to masturbate. And she has this whole video about why she supports that and why she thinks she should teach that as toddlers. So, listen, I don't know.
Yeah, man. Like
Rural Kentucky, I'm gonna go out on a limb here.
they don't have too many kids sign up for this.
That these kids are probably gonna get touched by an uncle. So, you might as well go to summer camp with somebody who's not related to you. That's so crazy, bro. But if you're a little boy,
Oh, it's great.
it's probably great. If you're a 12-year-old boy, it's probably like cool. Like, all right, Tanya,
The
can you
best
give me
thing ever.
hands-on training? Like, I don't understand what you mean. Can you
Come
demo?
show me.
Yeah, come show me. What kind of grip should I be
Be
using?
like, what do you mean I'm doing it wrong?
Can you show me what the orgasm would feel like all the way? I just want to make sure I'm doing this right. This is every time I'm like, I just think I've seen it all. I'm like, nope. This is so wild, bro. This goes back to, bro, life in America is so dope. we can do shit like
Dude.
this. Have the other half of the world get blown up, and we're like, yo, man, we should have sex camps for toddlers.
I'm just surprised that I would have thought you would have said something like, I don't know, so just somewhere else, not Kentucky.
Oh, like Alabama? I mean, yeah, you're right, because Kentucky is at least they have like a thing they're known for, and I would have expected this.
No,
from,
but
like,
I mean, isn't like Kentucky like part of the whole Bible Belt?
yeah, but the Bible Belt has all the fucked up stuff, man.
That too?
Dude, the Bible Belt has like the highest rate of It used to be they had the highest rate of porn consumption. They had the highest
Well,
rate.
yeah, because it's all suppressed, right? Not supposed to like.
Yeah,
that
they
shit.
had the highest rate of like closeted homosexuals. They had the
Yeah.
highest rate of like I think child molestation. I mean, this shit was fucking terrible. And it could just be coincidental. That's just those states, but I don't know.
No, fuck.
I've heard enough.
All right, let me hit you with this other story, man. Taking it back to a little bit back to Ukraine, and I'll tell you why in a minute.
All right.
So this Florida man, he gets pulled over for running a stop sign and going 50 miles an hour in a 30. So all this whole footage is taken on the point of view from the officer. He's got his cam on, right? What do they call
Okay.
a body cam?
The
or
body.
whatever.
Okay. So you said 50 and a 30.
15 to 30.
Okay.
Plus he ran a stop sign.
Okay.
So he gets pulled over. The guy apologizes profusely, right? First, he blames it on he's figuring out his new car. Then he goes, man, if you want me to be real, Putin is going to launch a nuke. I just heard that Putin is going to launch a nuclear thermal war against the world. And I'm freaking out. And I'm trying to get home so I can see what's going on. Bro, I was looking at and this is it's in the video. And this dude, I'm going like, I mean that is a fabulous excuse.
So you can see him literally saying that on the
body cam. It's showing this guy sitting in his car, and he first starts talking about his car, and he's just like, I just bought this car. You know, I'm just trying to figure it out. There's like these other controls over here. So the cop is going, okay, so you were messing around with the controls while you were driving, and then he's like,
well, does it say what he was driving?
it was a Dodge. It was like a Dodge Challenger or Charger or some shit. You know, it was like
anything
an American muscle car,
yeah.
right? But then he blames it on Putin.
It's a great excuse right now, though. If you're gonna get pulled over, be like, yo, man, I was in a panic. You heard
Yes,
about
and
that,
that's what he
Putin?
said. Yep. Putin about to launch
Putin about the launch thing, man. I heard.
a nuclear thermal war.
Like, you ain't here, you might want to turn on your radio, yo. Get back to your car. Don't waste time with me, bro. Get out of here. Get home to your family. That's so crazy, bro. You would be like, yo, fuck, man. There's so many stories of people saying crazy shit like this, and the thing is that if they said it to just get out of it, but you can tell by the look on some of these people's faces that they truly believe whatever it is they're saying, that I'm starting to wonder if I'm the crazy one.
You might be.
Like, the fact that I go, that's crazy to me, but it happens so often that I go, well, fuck, man, maybe I'm the one that's nuts. It's so nuts to me, dude, that these people do that shit with a straight face.
Dude, on a tragic side of things, man, another Florida dude got crushed while being in a porta potty. Crushed, bro. So he worked at like a dump.
Okay.
Right? He had a job. He was a spotter, which essentially controlled all the traffic of the dump trucks coming in and out.
Okay.
So there was a bulldozer that was kind of going, and the bulldozer had like his blades lifted, I guess, where he couldn't see, and the shit ran over the porta potty, and then the guy gets out. When he realizes, he's like, "Oh shit! I just ran over something." He gets out and he sees this dude just like lifeless body, bro.
That's fucking crazy, dude. Well, you know that shit's gonna turn into a lawsuit, but like, you gotta keep that shit away from where there's bulldozers, I would presume. Like a porta potty out in the middle of a
Yeah, bro. What a shitty way to die,
dump.
bro.
No pun intended. Yo, is that very painful or is that instantaneous? Like,
I would imagine by the time that tire goes over you, man, I would imagine that can't be
it's
that
gotta
painful.
be pretty quick, right? It's gotta be like a couple seconds, and then like, that is a pretty shitty way to go, bro. I did find the way that I would want to go if I was ever gonna go and I didn't have a choice.
Okay.
Do you see this chick in Wisconsin?
No.
All right, so this chick in Wisconsin has a drug and sex fueled good time with her boyfriend, side piece. I think this chick is married, and this happens to just be her side piece, a 24-year-old dude, and they're just smoking meth, and they're fucking. That's all they're doing. They're hanging out, and they're having some wild sex.
Okay.
And she chokes him to death during sex. I guess they're using chains and all kinds of other shit. And she said she got caught up in the moment. And they were using chains, and she said she liked it. So I guess she gets turned on by the choking.
Yeah.
And she choked him to death. It doesn't stop there, bro. Then she chops him up into pieces.
Oh no.
Like, including his dick in his head, and leaves his dick in his head in a little box in his basement. And I think the dude lived with his mama. So his mom found his dick in his head. And so both heads, and in the basement, and then they go to this chick's house, bro, and she's real nonchalant, and she's like, yeah, the rest of them isn't like, and she had a crock pot box and she had like leg parts and all kinds of. Bro, she had pieces of him everywhere.
Was she gonna cook them?
She just like I just was gonna like get rid of it. I didn't know, and then she had like some like her things. Like she keeps making crazy excuses, so maybe she's clearly still high. But they asked her why she didn't, and she's like, I don't know. Like we were having sex with thing, and then he just choked him, and then.
Do you want to die when you're having sex?
I don't know, bro. But if I'm gonna go out,
that's probably a good
that's
way.
probably
right?
a good way to go, bro.
But I would imagine, well, if you're not on meth, and for your partner at the time. Like that wouldn't be.
Nah, you getting choked.
That
You're
would be
probably
horrible.
into it at the moment. Like you're probably so caught up in the moment that by the time you start losing consciousness, you don't remember the rest of that shit. You're just dead.
Yeah, you just dead.
Yeah, sign me up, bro. That's better than getting run over in a porta potty. Don't run me over in a porta potty. Choke me to death and then chop me up. I don't give a fuck what happens to my body afterwards. Like I'm not one of these people who's like, oh, my body's sacred. Like,
But I'm just thinking, like, if you're like in this case, if you're the woman,
Yeah.
if you're not on meth, but you're into the whole choking thing,
Yeah.
and it goes too far, and you kill your partner, like, does that scar you for life?
It didn't seem to scar her because she's
Not her. She's on meth, bro.
She's on meth, bro. Which I go, meth is a hell of a drug. If you this, goddamn.
We missing
I
out.
was like, we missing out on meth because she was super nonchalant. They arrested her. I'm shocked. She has bail and it's set at $2 million. I'm shocked that they're actually allowing her bail. But she was
That's
so
nuts,
like,
dude.
yeah, she was like, I asked her, she's just like, I just don't know. Like,
And at $2 million, what is that?
You know
What do you actually have to put up? For
you have to
that?
put up, usually it's like a 10% or something like that. So you
200K?
can put in an asset. Yeah, it's like, so you can put up your house. So
Your house.
yeah, the deed to your house. So that's fucking crazy, bro. I'm like, you know what, man? If you're him,
No, I think from the person that
nowhere to go
dies
but down from there.
perspective, right?
life's not getting better after that, bro. I mean, the only
And you
flip
should
side
get-
to that is
he's into it too.
yeah, clearly, yeah,
Yeah.
he's getting into the whole shit. Also, I feel like if you let a woman choke you to death during sex, you probably deserved it. Cause like,
They got little hands.
yeah,
and
who
shit.
the fuck doesn't notice? I'd be like, yo, you're getting a little tight there, bro.
Yeah, but that's part of it, right? Like if you're into that,
Yeah, this fix it.
You feel like you want to take it to the limit.
Bro, was it? There's a famous dude that died like that. He was choking himself while he was jerking off. It was like
Oh, I don't know.
Carradine, David Carradine,
Who's that?
the fucking guy from Kung Fu and Kill Bill, and like
Oh yeah, that
dude,
guy.
they found him in a hotel with like his own belt wrapped around his neck, but he would like choke himself and jerk off. But I think he had like hookers and stuff there. But supposedly he died after. Who knows? But anyway, that was like his shit. Some people liked the whole sensation of you're about to pass out.
Right.
And then your thing. So I guess if you're him and you like that, then you kind of push it to the edge and you're hoping she lets go. But there's got to be a point in time where you're like, this bitch isn't letting go. Like,
No, man. I think if you like that, then the closer you get to passing out is
euphoric, probably.
right. It's the euphoric.
I'm like, I'm going to punch you in your chest, bro. You get to a
Nah,
certain
dude.
point. I'm like,
No, you're going like, listen, when my eyes start rolling back, just hold on for about 3 more seconds.
yeah, you got to have rules, right? Yeah, I guess you're right, though. I guess you would be like, yo, if I look like I'm struggling, like, just push it a little further.
He looked like he was struggling.
And our safe word was push it a little further. That's where the pineapples thing comes into play, bro. He's like, but if you're choking, you can't use a safe word. What's
No.
your safe? You gotta have a sign.
No,
Like,
you
you
gotta,
gotta throw up a
you
gang
gotta,
sign
tap
something,
out
bro.
or something.
Yeah, you got right. you got
You're like,
like an MMA fighter.
listen, I'm gonna tap out, but if it's less than 3 taps, keep going.
yo. He just ran out of fucking steam. He's like,
He ran out of oxygen.
he just ran out of oxygen. What a fucked up way to go. The other part too is, you know how hard you got to be choking, because there's a point where you could get choked and pass out and live, right? Like happens all the time. Like you can put someone in a sleeper hold, or
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
like you don't necessarily die. You got to be strangling someone, like.
I guess,
Right?
man. I
Like-
mean, I would think so. Like you said, we've watched enough MMA fights where people get choked out and then they just get,
Get right back up like
yeah.
30 seconds later. Like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. What the fuck happened? Like, that's just crazy to me, man. But I went, you know what, bro?
Not a bad way to go.
It's not a bad way to go, bro.
If you're into that shit.
Yeah, you don't remember none of that shit.
Yeah.
You, like you said, you're on meth and you're doing all that shit. I'm like, yeah, there's not a whole lot of ways that beat that. Fuck that whole peaceful bedside shit. Like, sign me up for this. Trying to go out on top, on the bottom, wherever.
I need a girl with big hands.
You better have good grip, baby. Good grip. That shit is crazy.
Oh man.
Oh my god, man. These guys are.
What else we got here, man? Yo, Supreme Court. You see, they reinstated the death penalty for the Boston Marathon dude.
Yo, I didn't even know it was not on the table. So,
Yeah, I guess it wasn't. So
Okay.
this guy's name, I'm not even trying to fucking pronounce it.
Darshov, something. Is it that one or the other one?
Yeah, no, it's that one.
Okay.
It's the younger brother. So what I found interesting about the story, so they voted like 6-3 to reinstate the death penalty for this guy, which he should absolutely get killed. But you know, his brother died, right? I think he got shot.
Yeah, I think he got
Right?
shot or he killed himself. Yeah, in the whole
He
raid or
killed
whatever, right,
himself
to get
or
him.
whatever
Yeah,
it was, right? So this guy, the younger brother, is going, or his defense is like, it was my brother's fault. He manipulated me. Like he was the monster.
He was yeah.
Right? It's
He's
not.
not there
It's
to
not
defend
me. He's
himself,
not there to
so.
defend himself. Right? I'm like, yeah, brilliant, freaking defense.
It really is.
But I go like, no, this dude needs to go.
This is the one whose last name starts with a T, but it's TS. So
Yes.
it's Sarkov. I think the C silent.
Tsarnaev.
Sarnev.
Sarnev. Yeah. And then the first name is DZHOKHAR.
Damn, fucking
So
all
like
consonants. I don't even know vowels. So that's
that's the least amount of vowels in a
like
name.
D V
that I ever
Z
seen.
H
Look.
C K D D D.
The name is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 letters, 2 vowels.
They all silent.
Yep. And none of them are Y's.
God, yeah, fuck, dude.
Yeah, Zokar, maybe?
So yeah, I don't know.
Zokar?
I know the last name, the T is silent. I think it's Sar.
Yeah, it's Sarnaev,
Sarnaev
yeah.
or whatever. Fuck, but wow.
But you know that bombing happened in 2013 and killed 3 people.
Damn, it's been that long.
Yeah.
Wow.
And wounded 260.
Damn. So killed 3 to 6. Yeah, I guess you should probably get the death penalty. for
Yeah,
something
you
like
should-
that.
you should
Yeah,
die.
definitely. Yeah, I'm not keeping you alive for that long. This is
Almost 10 years, bro.
that is a long time, man. And is it federal or is it like the state of Massachusetts? Because that's
I
he's
don't
on
know.
trial with.
I don't know.
It's like a terror crime, so then it's like a federal crime. I
would
wonder, so is the
imagine
death
so, but I
penalty
don't
not
know.
active federally or
Don't
in
know.
Massachusetts? Period. I wonder if that's what it is.
That's true. I think the death penalty is like state by state.
Yeah, it changes state by state. So some of them, dude, there's states that let you pick how you want to go. Like they have options. It's like a la carte. That's fucking wild, bro. Dude, if you're in that scenario,
I want to get choked
are you?
by a girl. You're like, wait a minute. I don't see the option of getting choked by the big girl over there.
Yo, and not for nothing, the homegirl from Wisconsin that choked old boy, she's not bad looking, bro. So you be like, yo, give me the Wisconsin woman.
No. I want the big warden.
It's in Green Bay too, bro. This happened
Yeah.
in Green Bay, man. She could have been upset about the whole Aaron Rodgers thing before, but
He's back.
she's back. That's right. So, but maybe it was on the fence and she was upset. But you right, bro. Imagine you get to pick that, dude. If you get to pick it, are you picking like, oh, I want to die like as painless as possible, or are you trying to go out like on like a
electric chair type shit.
yeah, I feel like I'm trying to put on a show, like on the way out. You know, I want to make y'all as uncomfortable as me. So,
Fuck,
as
man.
painful as it would be, like,
Have you ever seen that shit?
that
Like,
shit looks.
electric chair?
I mean, not like in movies, yeah, but
No, no. Like I want to say, didn't that old shit, Faces of Death? If you are like 40 or older, you probably seen this shit. I know you're not, but you got an old soul, so you probably seen that shit.
I have seen Faces of Death before, but I don't think I've ever seen an electric chair one. I'm trying to think.
I thought like in one of the, like, I don't know if it's part 1 or 2, because there was like several parts to that shit, but I want to say one of them is an electric
An
chair.
electric chair?
Dude, it's pretty bad, man.
Like
It's
brutal?
one of those things that's like, you know how they allow the families to come in there
Yeah.
if you're like, if the person that's being executed killed somebody in your family.
Yeah, you can watch. The
You can
execution.
kind of watch the execution.
Would you want to?
Fuck, man, I don't think so, man.
Yeah, like I don't care, and I also don't care if you're humane about it.
No, I just want to know that it's done.
Yeah, right.
Like, let me know
Send
when
me a
it's done.
text.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I don't know if I need to watch it, but maybe I feel different if it was like, if it's like your kid.
yeah, bro. I feel like at that point they should give you the option to pull the thing, pull the lever or something like that.
Yep.
And be like, for an extra $100, you could upgrade to the hands-on experience.
You be like, nah, his eyes ain't popped out yet. Let me put it on for a couple more
Yo,
seconds.
it's crazy to me that we're so like, we try to be these humanitarians and as far as like the death chamber goes, but we're not like that about prisons. Like prisons, some of them be fucking dumps, and we're like, like I would argue that if the goal is to rehabilitate someone, if you're in prison and you will get out, then those facilities should probably be like, I don't know, respectable. But then like we have all these human rights groups about people who have the death penalty. And listen, I know there's like people who could be innocent or whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like the people who are scumbags and
Yep.
probably deserve to die. I don't know, man. Like that whole shit about like being a humanitarian about it. I'm like, nah, I don't care. I feel like you should get killed the same way you killed someone. I feel like that's fair.
Ooh, that would be interesting, man.
Yeah, like I feel like you should be handed the death penalty in the same manner that you killed someone. And if it's like one of those brutal torture like things,
Yeah.
we be playing it out.
Yeah, like what if it's one of them people that like to like peel the skin
Yeah.
off their
So let's-
victims?
so let's rock.
Oh wow, yeah, but who's doing that?
Nah, bro, but then you let people sign up for shit like that. You let all the weirdos.
let the fucking-
you let the fucking weirdos, bro. You let the weirdos, bro. You want to get it out of your system,
You
bro.
stop the serial killing.
Yep. You be like, yo, you could sign up and you get picked. Like, you're not getting too many in a row because we got to give everybody a chance. And then you get to sign up to do shit like that, bro. Get it
Yeah,
out of your system. You know there's some fucking weirdos out there anyway who like, yo.
Absolutely, and then you would get to like know who the weirdos are.
Yeah, right. And then you keep
And then
tabs
you
on
watch
them.
'em.
Yep. And then you keep tabs. You pick up their MO, so you know to crime solve later on. You get their fingerprints, the whole nine.
Yeah.
But then you let them get their jollies off doing that shit, bro. Like I feel like that should be like the way we do it. I don't know why we're so fucking like you. I don't know that whole shit is like to me. Maybe you set rules behind like. Okay, it has to be without a shadow of a doubt. Like you gotta be on
Yep.
video, or maybe you confess to it, or whatever. I don't know, but whatever semantics. But I feel like we shouldn't be humanitarian about that shit, man. Now, if you deserve the death penalty, I don't feel like you deserve the respectful way to die. Like if we're
Yeah.
saying that you did something bad enough to get the death penalty,
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, man. Like I said, I think that I would feel differently, or I would have a sort of a stronger opinion if it was like directly
like
affecting
personal.
me.
Yeah.
Because then like I'll be like, nah, like give me the gun, like let me shoot him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like let me do it.
Let me do it.
Or let me break his kneecaps and fucking, freaking peel off his fingernails and whatever that
Yeah. Let me. Yeah.
whatever that would be. Again, I think that, but again, that's sort of emotionally
Yeah.
driven and stuff like that, man. I know we try to do things better.
Nah. you seen Cain Velasquez, UFC legend,
Oh,
bro. He's being
so-
charged with murder.
So he shot somebody though.
He
right?
shot somebody.
Why didn't he just like choke them out or fucking beat their ass?
So that's the
or, like-
argument. I guess he chased them down in a car, so it was a long car chase. And then I
Okay.
guess when he couldn't catch him, he just started shooting at the car.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
But bro,
But what happened?
the person had been molesting someone in his family, like a girl in his family or a little girl in his family.
Oh,
and I guess he found out about it, and he's like, "No, I'm gonna take care of this dude." I'm like,
Did us a
seems
favor.
fair to me, bro. Yeah, did
Yeah.
us a favor, dude. So I'm really curious to see if he gets convicted, and then of what. Because if I'm his lawyers, you can make the whole passion
Oh,
crime
that's
thing, the argument.
That and insanity, bro.
yeah, and then what jury? Like we talked about this before. Like what jury? Like I'm not convicting a guy like that.
Nope.
And I know they give you like rules, whatever, when you're on a jury about like if it meets this, you have to vote this way.
No,
Or
but I
whatever,
mean, like in that case, you can put yourself in that scenario and you go like, "Oh yeah, I would lose my shit too."
fuck yeah, bro. And then I'm going when I heard the whole story because I'm like, yo, Cain Velasquez is a wild dude. And then I heard the story and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, that fuck molester? Yeah, get him out. And I guess
So
it
was
had
that wasn't
repeatedly
here?
happened. California, I think.
California.
So and then it wasn't the first time. I guess he found out this person had been doing it for years to his I don't know exactly how she was related to him, but it was related to him as a little girl. And so he was like, nah, bro, I'm gonna go handle this. I was like, good for you, bro.
Good for you, bro.
Yeah, good for you, bro. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what?
And you know what?
fucking guy
That dude's
deserves
probably going. That dude's probably like, yeah, like whatever I get is worth it.
it. Fuck yeah. Like
So he killed a dude,
he didn't.
right?
It's attempted murder.
Oh
He's
no, he
only
didn't
being
get
charged.
him.
He didn't get him. So he missed the shots.
no, I
this
thought he
stuff.
got him,
No,
man.
he didn't get him. So
No.
you're going like, all he's getting charged with is attempted homicide, but like first degree, like premeditated, because he's like obviously like
That's not premeditated,
chasing him
though,
down.
man.
I forget what it was called, man, but it's basically like intent to kill. So which is
Yeah,
worse,
but I
yeah.
mean, like premeditated, it would be like I planned it, right?
But I think he did go over there like, I'm gonna go kill this dude. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I suppose. I just think that
Does that count though, right?
In,
Like
in
yeah.
that case, right, where you go like, where you find out and you just go like, I'm going to do this. Is that considered premeditated?
I feel like what you can charge him with, or what they should charge him with, is the guy had other people in his car, like his mom and whatever, somebody else, maybe his dad and stuff, like older folks. That you go, okay, like I don't know, endangering
Yeah,
whatever,
civilians or whatever.
and give him whatever it is for that. But like you said, I'd be like, worth it.
Oh, he didn't get the guy.
But
though.
if I get 10 years and I didn't get him, I'm gonna be pissed because I'm willing to do 20 if I got him.
So if I'm assuming the guy knew he was being chased.
Yeah. It was like a whole crazy car chase. Like he was chasing the guy down in his car. Like the dude took off. He was chasing him, and then I guess once he couldn't catch him, or he got to like a light or like a point where he just started shooting at the car.
Oh,
Some Grand Theft Auto shit. But I saw that and I went, Cain Velasquez crazy. And then I started reading into the story and I was like,
No, he's
oh,
not.
wait a minute. I'm like, okay. I'm like, he didn't just like pop off out of nowhere. I'm like, listen, man, I'm for the get those fuckers out of here, bro. Like, don't spend money keeping this guy alive. Because now this guy goes to jail and he gets 3 squares and fucking
yep.
a cot. Like, nah, bro.
Oh no, I thought he got him. I thought the headline I saw was like he was being charged with murder.
It's like attempted
But,
murder, I
but,
think. I'm pretty sure. I'm
maybe
pretty
I
sure.
bypassed the
Check.
attempted.
Unless the guy was in the hospital, then he dies, and I guess they can upgrade the charge to to murder. But I think it's attempted murder. Cain Velasquez, celebrity turn. Oh, Mark Garagos. Oh yeah, he'll probably do pretty well because that guy's good.
Who'd he get? Baez?
Discloses which no, Mark Garagos, which that guy ends up representing a ton of people, and like Chris Brown and all those guys, and he's gotten most of them not off, but probably with minimum. Yeah, attempted murder because he was denied bail in an attempted murder case.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I guess there's all these like Dana White and Khabib or Habib are all like writing to the judge and stuff, and I guess doing like character witness things for him. But yeah, man, I don't blame him, bro. I think that you stand up for a family member like that that's incapable of defending themselves against somebody like that, man, then fuck it. I don't know. I'd give that guy a medal.
Don't
bro.
blame him, man. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
How we doing on time, bro?
We are hour 8 in now, man. Let me see. I'm trying to see
You
if
got
I hit
anything
anything.
else?
Do you want to get into Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers? I don't have a whole lot to say. But
Nah, me either, man. I saw that Aaron Rodgers staying with the Packers,
yeah,
which is good. Whatever. Good for him. I didn't think that was good for his brand. I thought he should have left.
me too. I thought I should have gone to San Fran.
And dude, anywhere.
Yeah, you're probably right. Anyway,
Just go anywhere because, like, I don't know, man. I feel like him staying in Green Bay, it's just the same soap opera. He's going to be the best regular season quarterback, and he's going to fucking choke in the playoffs.
is that his
again,
fault
bro.
though? Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. I was kind of rooting for chaos and going like, yo, imagine if he goes to like a Chicago, like after all that shit he talked, and he just goes, nah, I'm gonna come with you guys, like. And just to play Green Bay twice.
But
a
they
year.
wouldn't trade him. Like they
No, they
had
wouldn't trade him. He would have
had
to be a free
trade him,
agent,
right?
and he would have to, yeah.
Which
But
he
they
was
gave
still
him
under contract,
fat
right?
Deal, I think. Yeah, he was still under contract, so I think he had 1 more year.
Yep.
And I think it was a team option, so they just extended, or they offered him an extension. He hasn't signed it yet, but it's 4 years, $200 million.
Yep.
He would be the highest paid NFL player of all
Ever.
time. And the smart thing is the way the deal is structured, his cap hit, which matters to the team, is minimal. It's like a lot less. It's not like 50 mil a year because of the way it's structured with like bonuses or whatever.
Yeah.
The cap hit to the team is like really small.
Yeah, but he got like, I think out of the 200, like 153 is guaranteed.
Money, man. It's like good for him, bro.
Yeah, good for him, but fuck him too.
Good for him. Yeah, and I thought Ciara's husband, bro, got traded to Denver.
Which I thought that's where Aaron was gonna go.
I did too for a minute because for some fucking reason Denver always ends up with like the free agent quarterbacks, like the high profile guys. But I thought that was a bad move for Russell, man.
Yeah,
You're the
Rather
third
than
best
Seattle?
quarterback in that division.
I don't know about
Justin
that,
Herbert and Patrick Mahomes, you don't put them ahead of Russell Wilson? Derek Carr is the only guy that he's potentially better than, and that's only because Russell Wilson has a Super Bowl. I would say if you remove the Super Bowl, I don't know that Russell Wilson is that much better than Derek Carr.
If Russell Wilson wins that second Super Bowl, if they would have just ran the ball with Marshawn Lynch,
Yeah, then you have to.
Is your opinion different?
I don't know because I would say that he hasn't done anything without that defense, and I know you could make that argument for most quarterbacks,
right.
but that Seattle team was built around that whole Legion of Boom defense. Like it wasn't Russell Wilson putting up 30, right? It was Russell Wilson handing off the ball to Marshawn Lynch, right? Like, so I don't know. Just like I don't think of the Peyton Manning Super Bowl in Denver and go Peyton got him there.
Yeah.
I think of the defense, right? Like Peyton got the one in Indy. And even then, you would argue that was the first time. I mean, he had a good running game in the defense, but
Dude, they played against Rex Grossman.
but yeah, that's the other. I didn't want to say that, bro, because you. But
It's a touchy subject.
I listen, and I'm not saying Russell Wilson's trash. I'm just saying that like I think if you're him, you just made your life a lot harder. Like his NFC West was already difficult, right? Because he's in San Fran and Arizona. Who's the other team? The LA Rams, right?
Yep.
But you're going from that to the AFC, where not only is your division has Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert and Derek Carr, but now you have to get past Joe Burrow and Mac Jones and Lamar Jackson and the Titans with Ryan Tannehill maybe doesn't have respect, but again, like you still have to deal with that team. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Oh, Buffalo. You still have to put up with Josh Allen. Like,
Yeah.
I think you made your path easier. If I'm the rest of the AFC, I'm like, good. You guys beat each other up in the AFC West, and because now you just made it harder for Patrick, and you made it harder for Russell, and you made it like.
But what's Seattle gonna do, bro? Seattle's gonna. I mean, I think they got one of the quarterbacks,
Drew
from
Lock,
Denver, Drew
but
Lock, which
yeah.
he's not the answer.
Go to rebuild mode. Like, do you? If I'm a team,
But isn't fucking Pete Carroll like 82?
yeah, he not around for the rebuild, but he'll be there for the beginning of it,
Listen, guys, I'm gonna let y'all go.
and I won't be here. Like,
Yeah.
though, if you're a team,
Why do
you
you
call
stay?
about DK? Like, I asked the question, DK Metcalf. Like, if I'm every team, I'd be like, yo, are y'all parting ways with everybody right now? Because if I'm DK Metcalf, I want out.
Yep.
Unless you manage to bring in, I don't even know of a college quarterback in this draft. Maybe next year's draft, you might see what comes out. But I don't know of anybody now who's like because they got 2 first
I'm sure
rounders,
there's a few
they got,
prospects, man. They got 2 first rounders, 2 second rounders.
and then Drew Lock and some other dude. Denver stole him. And I'm saying this as like, I don't think Russell is again like incredible, but he is top 10 quarterback in the NFL. So I would go Russell is probably, if I'm Denver, I'd give up 2 first rounds, no problem, because they got a 4th round in return, which I would argue in the NFL, those later picks are more important because the first rounders you have to pay so much.
Yep.
So you have nothing to lose. You have proven talent versus 2 maybes. Right, so unless those 2 first rounders end up being amazing for Seattle, but then who's to say you would have picked those same guys?
Right.
So yeah, I feel like it's worth it. And I feel like Denver stole that, man. Like they got a great.
So then,
deal out
really,
of it.
they'll have, and I don't know if the 2 first rounders are in. I'm assuming they're in different years.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
this coming year, they'll have 2 first round picks.
Yeah, they swatched. They switched. Sorry, the 1 and the 4 this year, I think.
Okay.
It's how it works, and then the 1 next year. And then there's another later, the 2s. The 2s might be in the same year, man.
Really?
Denver might not have a pick till the 3rd round, I think, this year or next year. It's whatever it was, man. I'm looking at it going, worth it. Like
For Denver, yeah.
for Denver, yeah. Because you're Denver, that team is decent. Like they won 7 or 8 games without a Russell Wilson. You figure Russell is the difference between 7 and 10 wins. And then you go, okay, with 10 wins, you get into a playoff spot, and then that's really where you want to be. So who knows, man? I thought it was a steal for Denver. I thought if I'm Russell Wilson, I just made my life a lot harder. Like, it was much easier. As horrible, as tough as their division was, you just got Tom Brady's out of the conference, and then
but they're south.
no, he is.
out
That's what I'm
of the
saying. But out of
conference,
the conference, so your division's hard. But even if you get in as a wild card, your path to the Super Bowl is easier than your path in the AFC. Like, I'm going, even if you get in, now you potentially are going to have to go Burrow, Allen, Mahomes. Like, it's
And
just.
I think he had to. I mean, I don't think it's actually official yet, right? He has to kind of sign off on it.
Yeah, he has to, because I think he has a no trade clause, so I think he has to approve it, but he will. I think he
Yeah,
will.
yeah, he
he
probably
wants out.
will.
Yeah. And I think he's wanted out for a long time, but I think he's one of those guys that doesn't want to look like an asshole, so he's sort of under the radar about the whole thing. But if you're Seattle, I mean, why would you, like, you're not going to get a franchise quarterback out of this now for a few years. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, man. Like, unless you thought you could land like an Aaron Rodgers or something like that, it just doesn't make any. And then the quarterback isn't the problem in Seattle. The problem in Seattle is like they can't protect them and they can't do stuff. Because like Russell Wilson, if he had an offensive line, you go,
He
probably
probably
would
be
have been
fine.
Yeah, he'd be fine. And he has DK Metcalf, and they had a decent running game, and you go, you can protect him. He's fine. He wasn't the problem there, man.
Yep.
So I don't know. It's kind of strange that they even pulled it off, but.
So we'll see what happens with that, man.
Yeah.
Two blockbuster deals that got made.
We'll see, man. Your boys didn't. Well, I guess they're kind of sticking with Fields, right? So they don't have a thing.
There's nothing going on in Chicago, bro.
And then, what's your thoughts on Ridley before we get out of here, man? Calvin Ridley.
So really, he got suspended for a year for gambling,
For
essentially,
gambling,
right?
yeah.
And I'm assuming it's sports gambling.
Yes. So he was using like FanDuel or one of those DraftKings,
Yep.
one of those websites. Yeah.
Dude,
But he bet on himself, on his team. He didn't bet against them. So he took his team. So his team was part of his bets, and he bet $1,500 total.
I think that you should be able to bet. I don't think that you should be able to bet on games where you have involvement.
Yeah, that's probably fair. Although I would argue that in boxing and MMA, you're allowed to bet on yourself.
Yeah, but I mean, in sports where there's a score, and you have impact on that score, even in like a basketball, right? Like,
I see what you're saying. If you're
Right,
going to bet
you
the
could-
over-under.
Right.
Yeah,
so
you're
which
right.
is why I think that's why it's that gray area, man, where they go like, yo, you just can't, like, there's no betting, you just can't do it.
Yeah.
Because there's probably so many like gray areas and things that you can make arguments for or against that it's just easier just to go, you guys can't bet.
You just get, yeah.
But I think that a year suspension is a bit harsh.
In comparison to what they do for, I agree that the whole gambling thing in general and how much, like, you know, we could spend a whole 2 hours on the Pete Rose thing in baseball. I just don't understand.
My head always goes to Pete Rose.
Yeah,
bro.
and it just tells me. I think for this, like, I don't feel bad for Calvin Ridley in the sense that he knew what the rule was going in.
Right.
So, like, from that standpoint, I'm going, you knew the rule. I think it's harsh, but you knew it going in, right? So now the harsh thing is irrelevant. But I will say, if you're in the NFL, the integrity of the game is more important than the integrity of its players, which seems odd because you can beat the shit out of your wife and you'll be back in 5 games. But just don't bet on the game that you're playing in. It just seems like a little,
it's
like,
just
that's a little
strange,
lopsided.
man.
So I think the NFL needs to address that. You know, because again, I don't feel bad for Calvin Ridley because you knew the rule going in. So yeah, it is lopsided, but also you knew that.
Yeah.
So
who
yeah.
sets the precedence for that, right?
It's the commissioner. Like, I think there are rules that are agreed upon with the Players Association. Like, they do agree on, like, so minimum and but Roger Goodell, and I don't know if it's still the case, but it was definitely the case during the Ray Rice thing and all that. He's basically like the judge, jury, executioner of this whole thing. And I know they were supposed to set up like a discipline committee that would handle this.
Yeah.
But I know at one point in time it was him basically making, like, handing out the punishment.
They really should, man, because again, I mean, the severity of punishment just doesn't always fit the crime.
No, but and if there's a rule book that says if you get caught gambling, you do, you know, whatever, 1 season out, or 16 games or 17, whatever it is, fine. But then make the other ones match. Like, to me, if you get accused of domestic violence, or like Ezekiel Elliott was back within 4 or 5 games when he had his whole thing. Ray Rice, although he got cut, but wasn't suspended very long. Was he the kid, the guy who wound up going to Cleveland, who was Hunt, Kareem Hunt? I think he got suspended for like the rest of a season, but then he was back the next season. And he was on video again, beating the shit out of a girl. Like, and it's almost like you're better off doing that. Just don't gamble on the game. Like, the NFL cares more about it's like again the integrity of the product than the integrity of its players. It just seems lopsided to me in that standpoint.
You know what's odd too, man? Like, you would think that these players, can't you just get like a family member to do it?
Yeah, bro. Just like anybody. Just make
yeah,
a
just
FanDuel
don't do
account
it
under your
right.
toddler's name and just do, like, it's so stupid.
Like,
bro.
I don't know. Like, can your wife bet on it? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the
It's a
rules
good
are.
question. I don't know. Can your wife bet against you? I would think that would be a controversy too, right? Like, if they found out that your wife
would
was betting against
imagine.
you and you lost games, or and then especially if,
you
you
can't get a
drop the pass
friend.
if you're him or
Yeah,
something.
you can't get a friend or like, I don't know.
or
man.
not do it, bro. It's
It just-
$1,500 that he bet, and he's losing 11 mil by not playing this year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, dude. So you risked $1,500 to lose 11 mil, and I again, we don't think of that going in as guys. This is the post nut clarity thing again. You just going in, going, oh, it's $1,500. I'm placing bets. Listen, I like to gamble on sports. I do it all the time online. Like, it's fun to me.
So what you're saying is that he should have got choked to the edge.
But he's gotta let it ride, bro. Feel the burn. If it ain't scary, it ain't fun. But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't feel bad for him, and I know social media's like all on outrage today. I'm more going like, all right, NFL, like, you gotta even this shit out. Like, if he knew, and again, if the rule was ambiguous, where it's like, oh, I know it's against the rules, but I don't know how much it is, then okay, maybe I feel some sympathy towards him. But I'm more concerned with the NFL's like punishment policy, because I'm going, okay, you guys, like, it just seems like it just doesn't, the punishment doesn't fit the crime. Like, it just,
nah, I don't think so either, man.
But
All right, bro. On that, tell them where they can find us.
if you're not already following us, make sure you guys hit us up on IG at the Carbon Footprint Podcast, at Carbon Footprint Podcast on YouTube, Facebook, and then at Carbon Footprint Podcast on TikTok, and then any of your favorite streaming platforms, man. We're on Spotify, which was down today, so if you try to listen to us on there, just move over to
I was on Spotify today.
Stitcher. Where are you? They had like a massive outage today,
Oh, right.
so a lot of people couldn't get in. But yeah, if you have that problem, get on Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Geo7, Pocket Cast, Radio Cast, all of it. We're on everything. And so
We out here, people.
we out here. Yeah.
We out here. As always, thank you so much for the support. And we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.
Peace.